Hello guys, Vinyl Finds 22. It's starting getting tiring, this numbering thing, I think. I I was thinking about it, and it's like, oh, 22, 23, 25, 2035, 900 and whatever. And I sort of agree with Jeff the Record Man, which is like series number, I don't know where the hell it is, and the Grecian Thunders version of it, just given quirky names like Wax Diabolique and whatever. So I don't know, maybe I will change the titles, but it's just sort of my initial thoughts anyway, starting this kind of thing, was to do a kind of video blog where I would just say, I started off with this much here, and it went on to become that much or whatever. So yeah, I guess the number just makes sense, but it just sort of lost this kind of meaning. Anyway, not very interesting, I guess. What's interesting though is the stuff that I've picked up, and I wanted to share with you, and hopefully turn you on to some nice music. So, first of all, my hair here just sticks out, and yes. So, as I usually do, the first thing that I mention is what's playing in the background. Now, I have mentioned this album before, and it's this one. It's Jurgen Miller. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, because just yesterday I realized that I was pronouncing the what's his name? Oh, fuck. Sorry guys, it's early in the morning. Come on. Ah yeah, Holger Sukai, yeah. I was killing his name. I was pronouncing him Holger Kutzkwai and Sukai, and yeah, well, anyway. Jurgen Miller, Science of the Sea. So this is out on Digitalis. I have mentioned this before. Came out fairly recently. I think in July or in June, I think, something like that. Very limited edition, 500 copies. They disappeared almost immediately, and this is the reissue. If you can see, the vinyl is colored, which is quite weird. It's like make a proper issue, and then we do the reissue having a colored vinyl, which usually denotes that it's a special edition of some sort. Anyway, 500 copies. The first ones just disappeared immediately. You couldn't find them. I found one copy that was very good, plus on Discogs, and it was something for like $70, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? This is brand new, why? Anyway, there is some interesting history behind this, I guess, that this guy was an oceanographer, and he loved the sea, so he went on a trip with people that were scuba diving, and because he was so impressed, he made this record, and it's all sounds that were inspired from the sea. So, and all the titles actually are relevant to the sea. So it's like Beyond the Tide, Seabed Meditation, Elusive Seahorse, Sea Green, Waterworld, Dream Sequence for a Jellyfish, and so on and so forth. All in German, but it's niftily translated in English. So, and this guy didn't do anything after this one, so he just made this record and had a private press, and then disappeared. And to be honest, I'm not a music critic. I like what I hear, and that's what I can tell you, but people are thrilled about this one, and I can understand why. It's really, really, really nice. So anyway, check it out. I think it's on Bandcamp, so if you just Google Jurgen Müller Bandcamp, I think that you can find it out, and you can listen to the whole album as well. So it's a really good thing there. So yeah, sticking on. Sorry, I'm seeing my hair stick out, and I'm really annoyed. But yeah, I just woke up like 40 minutes ago, something like that. So I haven't taken care of myself. Anyway, sticking to electronic stuff. A real oddball kind of record. It's this one. It's called Nomos by Craig Leon. Now, Greg Leon was a producer in New York back in the day, and he has produced some stuff from Blondie, and I don't remember who else, but he was really well-known punk, new no wave kind of producer. And at some point he made this record, which was a soundtrack to a play or some sort, or dance something. And yeah, it was issued back in the 80s. This is a reissue which is like complete bootleg. It has a paste-on sleeve. Actually, this white thing is like the 12-inch cover that they use for DJ 12 inches. So it has a hole in it. You cannot see it, but it does. I don't know. Yeah, if you can see that. So they just paste it on, and off we go. It's a complete bootleg, and it's really funny because I don't know whether you pay attention to the inner groove, but there's always, at least when I was young, I remember that there was always some kind of information there. They always wrote something quirky, so I was paying attention to what's written there. And also in some cases, like this one, where you don't have, it doesn't say that this is side A, this is side B, because I'm completely anal and I want to listen to side A first instead of side B. I always look for which side is on, here on the inner groove. And it does say the side, but it has everything else scratched out. Look at that. In a true bootleg fashion, I guess. So yeah, all that is all very informative, Andreas. So what do you say about the record? Well, the record, excuse me, the record is sort of electronic, cosmische music kind of thing. So it does have, it's not as smooth or relaxing as truly cosmic electronic kind of music, and it's not industrial or anything like that. It's not no wave kind of music that is like aggressive. It has this repetitive, drony kind of feel that you can find in bands like Suicide, but not disturbing. It's sort of middle ground, if you like. It's sort of middle ground between these kinds of styles, like cosmic and cosmische music and electronic, no wave, whatever have you, and it sits in between. You can actually listen to it. There are some tracks on it from this one on YouTube, and I was listening to it, and my girlfriend hated it, so I loved it. And it's a really, really good album. I recommend this one if you can find it and you're into this kind of thing. Then yeah, go for it. It's really, really, really nice. Speaking of no wave punk, whatever have you, I've bought some records that I had on MP3 for ages actually, and I needed to buy them, so I went out and did. So it's been shown before. It's Chrome Alien Soundtracks, and it's out on Lilith. They've done a really, really nice job of it because they have inner sleeve as well, which is really good. And as I say, it's like 180 gram high quality vinyl albums, including bonus CD, and beat that. No, you cannot beat that actually. It comes on a really, really nice price. Excuse me. It comes on a really, really nice price, and the music is just undescribable. It is. They're really, really weird. I haven't taken out the CD because I have the MP3s. I don't need to rip the album again. And I didn't have this one, and I didn't have this one either. So Half Machine Lip Moves. And I do have a copy of Third from the Sun back home, but it's quite beat, and it's to be honest, I prefer to get a good reissue rather than so and so passable kind of copy of the original, to be honest. And in some cases, their issues I think are much better than the actual original. So hang on 1 second, because I think no. Okay, so music. Um, it's experimental. How can you describe Chrome? I think that they're on the kind of their own thing going on here. It's punk. It is. It has an industrial feel to it. It's not industrial, and it's chaotic, and it's like I don't know, surrealist. It's pretty much what you see on this album sleeve. Actually, it exactly describes what it is. It's something out of this world, really. So, highly recommended. I mean, I'm not the best person to talk about Chrome, and I think that I wouldn't do them justice. One of the best things that they have done is this one, obviously. Uh, Half Machine Lip Moves, which is amazing. Third from the Sun is quite alright. But I think the best one, and probably more accessible, if you like, in some kind of way, is The Visitation, which hasn't been reissued, and I don't know why, and it's so expensive to find. It's unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, Chrome, check them out, really good. Now, it's been a week where I've had a good bunch of records come to me, so it's like I felt really good about it, and I don't know if you get that feeling that I got a really good bunch this time. Let me change sides. Yeah, Mr. Jurgen. And yeah, and so I got these, and I almost completed my Lard Free collection. So I got the first one, which is Gilbert Artman's Lard Free, which is the first one. It's a reissue on Wawa Records. Highly recommended. How can you describe this? It is sort of jazzy, but experimental rock kind of thing going on here. It's yeah, I don't know how to describe it really. And this is their last one, Large 3, which is third. I think it was Spalax or something it was called originally. Yeah, Spiral Malax, sorry. Yeah, that was what it was called originally. The reissue came out as the third, but yeah, all two of them. I also have the middle one, which I've shown in video when I was back home, and it was like New Vinyl Finds Home Collection / something, whatever. And yeah, they're amazing albums. Highly recommended. If you're into this kind of krautrock, 24dB will definitely disagree with me. I know that, but yeah, this is categorized, if you like, in a larger kind of sense, in that kind of genre. So it is. I'll just say that it's experimental rock, kind of jazzy kind of rock, because it does have horns and stuff like that here. So yeah, really good. So yeah, it's classic. I cannot really, give you an explanation about what this is. I mean, check it out. Go find. And speaking of jazzy stuff, I've got an album. I had the MP3 for some time, but it hasn't been reissued on vinyl for ages and ages and ages. And it's in my style of buying jazz records that I don't have the standards, if you like, but I do have the out there stuff. So yeah, and it's a really good reissue, and it's Peter Bronsman's Machine Gun. Now, what can you say on about this album? Yeah, is jazz. Yeah, is not is free jazz, but not free jazz. So, um, yeah, there are parts of it that it's like it starts off. There are elements of it that start in a song. Starts off in a classic, I don't know, doo-wop style. I'm not good with. I don't know much about jazz. So it starts off like that, and then it descends into a chaos of cacophony of drums and horns and everything. It's like you cannot imagine what's going on here. It's really hard to listen to. At some point, it's like the the grindcore of jazz music, if you like. So if that was played, if jazz music is played in a club, where you have beautiful women and men smoking cigarettes and singing and solemnly drinking whiskey and seeing the jazz player in a cloud of smoke coming out and playing a solo and all of that kind of thing. In this one, it would be a punk club, and everybody would be mosh pitting. There would be a mosh pit, and people would be jumping all over the place, and it would be chaos. And this is what would describe this record, really. Yeah, so Peter Bronsman, Machine Gun. And actually, it does make kind of sense, this title, because it comes into bursts. So there are bursts of this kind of sound come to you. There's moments of I can almost imagine a crowd being dispersed by machine gun fire, and it's like there are moments of serenity, whereas everybody, what's going on, and then it goes on again. And yeah, it's like John Zorn before John Zorn, basically. If you are familiar with John Zorn and his trumpet, I think he's playing trumpet, his trumpet antics. So yeah, it is that kind of thing. Yeah. And finally, I have a copy of this back home. This is Far Out, Far Out, Phoenix Records. I had a copy that was, I don't know where it came from. I don't know. I think it was a single. It wasn't a gatefold. The one I have, I think it's just a regular one. And this is out on Phoenix Records. So I wanted to have a good copy of this one because it's really good albums. It's one of the few albums that actually you can hear Japanese sing in English, and they actually do a really good job out of it. It's less psychedelic in my opinion and more kind of hard rock kind of thing, but it's really good. So yeah, recommended. Anything else? Anything else that I should be showing you that I got? No, that's it. So please comment, subscribe if you haven't, and thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated, and thank you. Cheers. Oops.